The Babysitter. As you know, Camp Cadaver is based on 1980s slasher movies with 1980s movie tropes. Not entirely slasher stuff, but that's the main theme. So the babysitter, of course, is a trope, is a character, a cliche that you see in a lot of slasher movies of that era. 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever. So yeah, the babysitter is hero protection. It's a protective hero. This is the first protective good role that we've added. The ones that exist are lifeguard and jock, which can guard people, like a doctor or a bodyguard you may be more familiar with. But the babysitter is our own creation. And a bit of trivia, I posted this as a suggestion for a certain other game we won't mention, under the name Heiress, like an heir to a throne, like the heiress, who inherited, power and, money and things like that. But yeah, this is the babysitter. The description: you select one person at night to give them night immunity. Now, if you're unfamiliar with night immunity, it means that you can't be killed at night. There are some things that go through night immunity. There are rare examples of that. But for the most part, people who are night immune are safe from being killed at night. So as the babysitter, you can select somebody to purposefully give them night immunity, which is kind of an interesting thing. Here's the role info. You can select a new player to switch immunity to them instead. So let's say during the night you select me and you give me immunity. Then the next day I start acting weird, or you start thinking I'm evil, or I get accused. So that night you can say, you know what, I don't want to give him immunity anymore. I'm going to switch to somebody else, and you can give it to somebody else instead. So, you can basically choose who you want to be immune. If you are killed at night, the immunity you last gave will stay in place. Now, this is a big game changer. This is why the babysitter is a powerful role. This is why it adds a new twist to the whole game. As you may have picked up from that very explicit sentence, if you are murdered by a villain or a psycho, or anybody kills you at night, even another hero, if you're killed at night in any fashion, the last person you gave night immunity to will remain night immune. So that's pretty powerful. It's almost like being able to heal someone, after you're dead. But the thing is, you better hope you gave it to a good guy, because you might be making a bad guy night immune forever. Who knows? If you're voted to die, however, the immunity you have given will end. If you are voted to die, however, the immunity you have given will end. So if you're murdered at night, the night immunity you gave to somebody will stay in place for the rest of that round. But if you're voted up to die, the immunity you gave immediately ends. So that's a bit of a wrinkle. A revealed class president cannot be night immune and will lose previous night immunity. So if you give immunity to the class president, who's like the mayor for anybody who's played the other games, if you give it to the class president and he reveals himself as the class president, he's going to lose the immunity you gave him. So you might as well give it to somebody else. You also can't make him immune after that reveal. And the win condition is, of course, that you must eliminate all villains and psychos. The typical hero goal is just to get the bad guys. Here's why this is a big game changer, and I think it's a really cool role. If you give immunity to a good guy, hey, that's all well and good. You just made a good guy immune. You just helped out your team. But if you randomly give it to a bad guy, you're basically helping the enemy team. So you got to be careful who you're giving immunity to. You have to actually think about things, maybe change as information develops. And the thing is too, it also provides an excuse for night immunity. So let's say you're the slasher, and the slasher is like a serial killer. You're the slasher, and you're night immune automatically. So somebody tries to kill you during the night, and they see that you're night immune. When you're accused, what you can say is, the babysitter is protecting me. The babysitter made me immune. And that might buy you some time. That might help you, get out of being killed. So it adds a lot of dynamics to the game, and a lot of ways that you can sort of lie. Some ways that you can actually, just honestly help affect the gameplay by being the babysitter and helping, the principal, or somebody like that, be immune, a good guy. I think it adds a lot of different levels to things. But I really like the idea that now you can sort of lie and explain away why you're night immune. You could just lie and say the babysitter is protecting you. You know, may not always, you know, hold up. Like once the protectives both die or whatever, you know, however many are in the round, you know, then people will say, wait a minute, the protectives are dead and neither was babysitter. You know, this guy's lying about being protected. Or maybe they'll even forget you said that and you'll be able to sneak on through. Who knows? I like how it works. I really like the idea. This is basically, I guess that's all I have to say in this video. I just wanted to explain how Babysitter works. If you want to remember what the Babysitter does, like if you might have trouble remembering all the different roles, think of the Babysitter like this. They pick out someone to babysit and make sure nothing bad happens to them. It's that simple. You know, the babysitter is picking someone and making them night immune. They're basically just making sure nothing happens to this kid. So yeah, I mean, you know, it should be pretty fun. We'll see how it goes. I think it's a well-liked role. Usually when people have a babysitter in the round, they're all like, oh cool, there's a babysitter, thank you babysitter, and you know, the babysitter is just hoping that they didn't give the night immunity to a bad guy by mistake. So yeah. Alright, that's this video. There are many more new roles, and there are many roles that you may be familiar with, and I guess I will probably make more videos about this. You can check the wiki if you want to read all of them at once, but I think these might help not only give information, but also maybe I'll give you like little tips about how you can use each role to sort of trick people or try to use them to your own benefit. So yeah, that's it. Goodbye, everybody.